I was talking with one of my buddies, and we were like, dude, you got to stop thinking like a regular person. You got to start thinking like an institution. So when you think about investing money, you got to start thinking like these wealthy institutions do. When you start doing that and playing the money game that way with your investments, passive investing, whatever it is that you're going to do, you start thinking bigger. So the reason why this came up is because I went to go take a look at a deal the other day. It's a $30 million deal, great location, great property, and it was with the broker. We were talking about this. So I wanted to share with you guys, big thing. How do you take $12 million? Because that's what I believe it's going to take to get the deal done. It's a $30 million deal, probably going to take about $12 million of equity to be able to get the deal done. How do you turn $12 million into $33 million? Boom. That's how you got to start thinking about this. When wealthy institutions, wealthy people, wealthy businesses, when they think, they're like, how can I turn money into more money? How do we multiply this? So I'm going to go over that. Now, stick with me on this all the way through the end because my goal here is to get you thinking like an institution. So, number one, the deal, it was a $30 million deal. I'm going to change this pen out. It was a $30 million deal. We're going to start there. Now, on that deal's probably going to take about 12 million. They're thinking less. I'm thinking more. I think like an institutional investor. So I'm always like, dude, what can go wrong? We need to put down more money. So let's just go more, right? But so 40%. So $12 million. We're going to take $12 million as a group. Boom. All of us are going to come together and put together 12 mil. Boom. That's how we're going to do it. That's how I want you guys to think with me. Don't matter whether it's 10 people, 4 people, 5 people, 100 people. Doesn't matter. This is what we're going to do, right? So now that we have our 12 million into this deal's already cash flowing. It's 100 plus units, great location, near a major university, a lot of jobs in the area, everything. But this property is the number one property. The location is perfect. It's sick. It literally intersects with this university. No better location than you're going to find in this area. Now, this property, when this deal closes, you're stepping into about 5%. I believe this deal does about 5% a year. Boom. 5% a year cash flow right off the bat. It's already going to do that with the 12 on the 12 mil. Now, think about it like this. This is the way wealthy people, and I want you to start thinking about with this thought as well. Wealthy, you and your family should be wealthy. So to do that, you got to think this way. So number one thing to think through about this, not the number one when you invest any money, Warren Buffett says, number one rule of investing, don't lose money. So this $12 million, we all came together, did this, put this on this deal. We got the debt. Debt already loves this deal, right? We can actually assume the debt on this property. So we're going to put together here. So the number one rule, don't lose money. Capital preservation, preserve capital. Our 12 million doesn't go anywhere. So that's number one. First things first, don't lose any money. 12 million stays 12 million. We're just taking our money as a group and we're converting that money into a real asset, right? So we don't lose it. Now, the other thing is that asset's actually making money. So the cash flow from that deal, we're going to make about six mil on that deal. Now, the reason why I say 6 mil is because as we do this, we're talking about a 10-year hold. Let's just say we're in this property for 10 years. 10 years on this deal. So we're automatically going to make 50% of our $12 million back just in cash flow, right? So because when you think about that, all wealthy institutional investors, they're always like, dude, we got to get X money on the money that we have. That money has to continue to grow and it needs to be long term. In this scenario, 5 years, this is what we're going to get. We'll make $6 million on that money just from the cash flow. So we got 50% of our 12 million back. That's there. Two, now the broker said, which I think that's, they did more research on it than me. I was just stepping through that deal. They think this property, and on the average, well, they don't think, they have the data on that property since the owners had it. An institutional owner owns it. The rents have increased about 8% a year on this property. Now, I don't underwrite it like that. You guys know that. I underwrite for 5% increases or 3%. 3 to 5%, I think that's reasonable. But let's just use 5% because I think that's reasonable. That's not 8. I ain't going to promise nobody we're going to get 8. I can't promise any of this, but I know that 5 is better. So in this situation, number 2, on our increased income, we'd make another $3 million because we're not going to, let's just say we're going to cut this back. We only did this for 5 years out of the main 10, right? So instead of doing 10 years on this one, this was going to happen whether we did this or not. 5 years out of these other 10 years, we increased the value by 5. We increased the income, the rent by 5%, and we got another $3 million on our money. Now, we've made $9 million just in cash flow of our whole period. So we made 9 million of our 12 million just holding it. Now, later, see, this is truly the way this game is played. Like I said in my other video, wealth is not about how much money you make, it's how you multiply your money. Now, all we did was take our money, collectively go off, and we bought a deal. We bought a 100+ unit apartment complex, great location, great area, professional management. Everybody wants to live there. It's full all the time, right? Now, the next thing that we're going to do, number 3, when we go to sell the property, we're going to go back to the market. Let's say we sold it. I want to double. I want more than that, right? But let's just say we need to double our down payment. So how much do you guys believe that we need to sell that property for? We bought it for 30 million. We put down 12 and we want to double. We don't have to sell for 60 million. That's not the game. We need to sell for 30 million plus the 12 million we had in it. So all we have to do is come to market for 42. Do you believe that property in 10 years that's been cash flowing 5% a year? The revenues went up 5% more in the last 5 years of that. We'll just cut it all back. Not that we can't get it in year 2 and 3, but I'm just saying, let's just play this game. Now, this thing is cash flowing, is doing great, professional management, great location, waiting list for tenants, 100+ units. So it has the scale because an institutional owner now currently owns it. What's to stop that property from selling for $42 million 10 years from now? Right? That's not impossible. That's only saying that those rents are going to go up roughly about $400 to $500 in a great location. I can promise you in 10 years, the rents will probably be double that. But when we come to market to sell, all we have to do to double our money is sell for 42 million, which means we get our 12 million back. That's first. We made 9 million in cash flow, right? This is what we've made so far, right? We have our 12 million. We get our 12 million back. We made $9 million. Plus, when we sell, we make another $12 million on this deal. We'll make $33 million. Our 12 million has turned into $33 million on this deal. That is how you multiply money. That's how you think like an institutional investor. That's how you create real wealth, right? You didn't lose any money. You made $9 million of your money while you waited over 10 years. And then later when we came to market and sell, we made another $12 million. Our 12 million turned into $33 million. This right here is the wealth game. This is the wealth effect. This is how this has always worked. This is how institutions think. This is how wealthy families and family offices think. When they're investing money, they're always thinking through this. 15% internal rate of return, which that was 5% plus your appreciation. And then later when we sell, they want to double on the out or sometimes less. They'll take 1.8 or 2x their money, which is what this was. They doubled their money on the way out. This is how wealthy think. This is how the wealthy investors, institutional investors all look at pension funds, insurance companies, endowment funds. All of them run the same math as it relates to investing in multifamily commercial real estate. All of them. So sharing this with you guys, there's a couple of things, the reason why I share that with you. Because when you're thinking about investing your money into a deal with a guy like myself, whether it's a syndicator, fund manager, whatever, right? Here's what we're always looking through, and I want you to always go back to this. You're going to hear me say this over and over again. One, you want to preserve capital. You want capital preservation. You want to preserve your capital. You want cash flow always. You always want cash flow. This right here sustains you long term, right? So you aren't doing it specifically for the cash flow. This is that drip every month, but this feeds the beast while you're waiting for this big bop, right? Future appreciation. You want appreciation in the deal. You want the possibility to know that your money's going to go up, right? And if it doesn't, fine. You got a bunch of cash flow while you waited. It was better than it sitting in the bank and going down. Next, you want the tax benefits. Real estate, commercial real estate has the best tax benefits on the planet as it relates to a investment vehicle. Period. Right? You may receive the majority of your money and pay zero taxes to little to no taxes on that money because of the amount of tax benefits that go along 1031 exchange, depreciation, accelerated depreciation, all of that stuff when you're a partner in a deal, right? That will offset not only the money you receive, but sometimes your other business income that offsets or your working income, however that's set up for you. All right. Next, you also, it's an inflation hedge. It's a hedge against inflation, right? Just from 2020, the dollar has went down almost 25% of it's lost 25% of its what it's able to buy, its buying power just from that time. And if you take a look at what's going on between the Trump and Harris election, and you see the amount of debt that our country is holding on to, and Harris is talking about giving a $25,000 credit for home buyers, building all these houses. I don't know how that's going to happen. Trump is talking about tariffs on new stuff. Like everyone is dancing around the fact that someone's going to have to print money. And when they print more money, the cost of goods will go up and the amount of goods that your dollar can buy will slow. It'll just keep gapping around. The times that I've been born, money has lost 86% of its value. So when you put your money into a multifamily real estate deal, that one is preserving your capital because as real assets go up in value during inflationary periods. It's an inflation hedge. That's why wealthy put their money into real estate. You've all heard it. Millionaires put all their money into real estate. Yeah, that's why, because they're protecting capital, right? They're getting cash flow, they got future appreciation, they get all the tax benefits, and it's an inflation hedge. I want you to start thinking like an institution, thinking like a wealthy institutional investor with your money. Where do you want your family's money to be? Do you want it to multiply, or do you just want it to be like, oh, I'm going to make some money? I'm telling you, that's not the wealth game. The wealth game, for you to play this game like the 1% of the planet do, they invest their money long-term into multifamily commercial real estate passively. They're not out there trying to start a separate business and do their own deals. They're doing this. They're doing what I'm doing. They're investing with a guy like me, parking their money with me. They're letting us run the show. They get cash flow and future appreciation, and then they double or triple on the out, and then they reinvest in more assets with a guy like me. That's how this works. So if you're thinking about doing that, great. We're here for you. You can go to bell-capital.com, and you can, two things. You can schedule a call. Me or someone on my team are going to talk to you, get your questions answered. Or you can go to Get Started, and you can just register at Bell Capital there, set up your account, and you can take a look at everything we have, and I'll show you all the deals we look at, why we like them, why we don't, deals we did, deals we won't do, and you will get 100% of all the information that you need so you can make the right decision, because we're here for you for that, all right? So I hope this helps you. Number one thing for this I want you to take away, start investing and thinking like an institutional investor. Institution means you're a bank, you're an endowment fund, you're a pension fund. It's your family's money. Park your money in a place where it's going to grow and work for you as hard as you work for it. And it's going to multiply without you pushing on it every day. All right. So again, I appreciate you. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, comment here. I love your comments. I want to be here for you. I can't help you if I don't know what you're thinking. Put it in the comments. We will respond to it. If you want me to make a video going over something you want information about, I'll do it. Trust me. Yes, this $30 million deal, I'm probably not going to do this deal. It's too small. I love the location, but where that property is, I would have to get 1,000 units in that market. And I don't want 1,000 units there. That is probably the best property in that area. And in the surrounding area, there's a few more, but I don't want to have to guess whether I'm going to get those deals. It may take a few years for me to combine a good portfolio in that specific area. Like I said, location, location, location. And each location has its own little area. And if you're going to buy and invest, because I think like an institution, I want scale in the market. And if I can't get scale, I'm probably not going to go there. So, but this was a good thing for me to share with you what I look at, why I'm doing it. How do you turn $12 million into $33 million like an institution or wealthy family office? This is what they do. This is what we do. And we want to do it with you. So you guys have a great day today. Like this video, share it, comment on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm here for you. Let's go. Boom.